uses a forklift, and we use both the front of the forklift and the back of the forklift to complete tasks.
And ours is so huge. Like all the other robots are small because of the different tasks, but we went on another scale and we just went huge.
I found it kind of cool how our robot
On the other side.
being this huge,
Can you guys just move a little so you guys can see what yeah.
Okay.
our robot being this huge, get so far, it got on the ramp every time and it never fell off.
And we use 4 different sensors: the rotation sensor, color sensor, light sensor, and touch sensor.
We use sensors, but we take them off and put them on, depending on the position or the program that we need them. So like for the program that we ran yesterday, our clothes run, we have a light and a color sensor both facing down, but for our medicine program, we have a light sensor facing down and a color sensor to the side to detect the medicine bottles.
Also, we use 4 wheels on 2 axles to gain traction
And to get over the gap.
between the ramp and the bridge.
And another reason we had the 2 wheels on 1 axle is because the weight of our robot is so massive that we tried using 1 wheel, but it kept on slipping, and we couldn't really use 1 wheel, so we had to use the 2 to also stabilize the whole robot.
The name of our robot is Colossus, based on huge, similar to the world of the seas, the Colossus of the seas.
Also, we have these feet that aren't on at the moment, but we can attach and detach them. Put them right here, and we can attach and detach depending on the mission. Because like when we go up the ramp, we have to take those off because they get stuck. So we can take them off, and it just goes up with those axles.
Our robot is 14 inches tall.
Because our forklift is so heavy, we have to use the brain to stabilize the whole robot because it's so front heavy. We had to use the brain and its batteries to counterbalance the robot so it's perfectly even.
Can you possibly show us some of the movements, or what does it do?
Yeah, what missions do you use the forklift on?
And can you explain what you meant by using the back of the forklift?
So what we did here was we attached this to the back, and then when this goes up, the ball would be in here, and when this forklift goes up, the ball would release, roll down these 2 ramps, and then hit the pins.
And what's the front doing while the back's doing that?
The front, well, we have the weight lifter. This would lift the weights,
And the
and
cardio is this, and so it doesn't bother when we go past the groceries. We have it flip up from this. When it goes up, it hits this and sits like this.
And we use the light sensor for the line follow, and then we use the color for when we see that green line by the cardio. It slows down. It knows to slow down, so when and come up to the weightlifting.
And the weightlifting is a landmark for it.
What's that sensor on the forklift for? Touch sensor.
That shows where the forklift is. So if we wanted to go all the way down before our program, this would be completely down, and the bottom of our forklift would be touching the table.
Can you talk about your programming and line following and things like that?
Well, we used 3 different line follows. We used a slow, a medium, and a fast. And what in the my blocks for the line follows, it basically the sets look for 50-50, so in between the black and white line. And we put that into math blocks to turn down the back side from swagging back and forth, and to 2 motors depending on if it's on white, it puts more towards black, more power on the C wheel towards black. If it's on black, it turns more on the E motor towards white.
And we have program printouts of the My blocks that do the line follow. So
We already got a copy.
okay, right.
Have you had any problems with the light sensors, with the different ambient lighting? Because those seem to be fairly high up off of the...
Well, since we also have a forklift reset, and that's what the touch sensor's for, we set it to the height we want it to be at to be more or less accurate. And also,
So do the light sensors move with the forklift?
Yes, they're attached to the
Yeah.
forklift.
Okay, so you can drop it down as close as you need in order to...
We also calibrate before each table run because even, obviously the sensors are kind of touchy, so we have to calibrate before each table run so that our line following is accurate and our line sensing is accurate.
So this is the attachment that we use, and we have this one also for the medicine, and these move with it because it attaches to right here, and this is on the forklift, and so when this goes up and down, it moves with the attachment.
And then we have these for the quilts.
So we have just a little over a minute left.
Do you guys have code? You said you calibrate the light sensors. Is there code in this packet for that? Or do you guys just do it
We just
manually?
we do it from the Mindstorm program. We
Okay.
just take it off there.
How many points
And how,
theoretically can you get? What's your theoretical maximum?
455.
and how do you move that forklift up? Do you use a gear drive or do you worm drive?
Show me right here. You want to start a program?
Go ahead. Use the.
While you're doing that, can you talk about your table strategy?
Yeah, we split the table into 3 sections: the front third, the middle third, and the end third. And we would kind of do mission. We'd split up into groups of 3, a 6th, 7th, and 8th grader in each group, and we'd do these. We'd work on each section, but then but then we'd get all together and we'd like ask each other if it was interfering with each other's programs, and if it was good, or if they want to add anything.
For the orange quilts, we use a stall detection. We use stall detection for the orange quilts. So the robot knows when the orange quilts touch the little point of contact between the 2 orange quilts on the mats. The robot knows to stop and then back up.
What do you mean by stall detection?
The robot senses if the wheels stop moving. It takes the amount in the rotation sensor, and then it plugs it into a math block, and then it takes the other rotations. It measures the rotation sensor 1/10 of a second later, and plugs that into a math block, and it finds the difference. And if that difference is great, if the difference is less than 20 degrees, then it knows the wheels aren't moving enough to be actually doing anything, and then the robot stops.
So why did you choose a forklift, and how did you arrive at that forklift design?
Well,
We're almost out of time here.
we started by looking at the mat, and what we found was instead of the normal swinging motion, most of these tests needed a up and down motion, and a forklift would give us that.
Also, after regionals, we changed our gearing, and that saved us lots of times. So with all that time, we were able to do the blue quilts, similarity, and balls, and the cardio.
She sped it up.
Yes.
Do we have to cut it off? All right, thanks.
Yeah.